All right. Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here. We're going to go ahead and get started. I saw we still have some other people signing on, but we want to be cognizant of everybody's time and get everything rolling. So thank you for joining us today. I'm Jessica Shea of J. Shea. We are an event design, styling, and strategy company based in the DC area. If you are not familiar with us, I recognize quite a few of you who are on the call, so thanks for coming back and joining us on this next series with Lucy Grymes. So today we have a couple things in store for you, and per usual, you probably have seen Megan as well as part of the J. Shea team. She'll be monitoring the chat. If you guys have any questions at all along the way, please feel free to just type them in there. This is meant to be interactive. It's intimate for a reason so that we can answer any questions that you have and start a conversation. We are going to get started with a quick game before we dive into the event today. If you were on last week, this is something you've already done before. So we see some new people here today, so we're gonna do it again. So all I need you to do is turn your cameras off if they are on, and I'm gonna ask you a few questions, and you're gonna respond by either turning your camera on or keeping it off, okay? For example, turn your camera on if you love the color pink. And if you love it, you'll turn it on. If you don't, you'll keep it off. Okay? So here we go. First question. Everyone's cameras should be off. Okay? Turn your camera on if you love to entertain guests in your home. Awesome. I figured there'd be quite a few people if you're on this call, so that's awesome. Let's turn them back off. All right, the next question, turn your camera on if you love home goods and you are so excited that you've been able to go back inside, or maybe you haven't yet, but you love home goods. Yes, okay, I thought so. All right, one more, let's turn them back off. Okay, and turn your camera on if you have an upcoming small social gathering in mind that you are interested in using some of these tips and tricks for coming up this summer. And if you do, we would love you to put it in the chat and let us know what that is. Is it, is it just a fun, small friends gathering? Is it July 4th? Go ahead and put that in the chat. Okay. All right, so just a little engaging activity. If any of you are meeting and event planners on this call, it's just something fun that we've been doing and another way to engage your the people who are on the call with you. Before we dive in to the event, I also want to mention we always do an Instagram contest. We are very social, so we would love for you to follow us. Our Instagram is at j.shea.style. This will be put into the chat. We have at Lucy Grymes as well. All you have to do to win a bundle of the 3 paper vases and the placemats that we'll be talking about today, just simply follow our 2 handles, and on our page, on the J. Shea page, like the last, one of the last pictures that we posted, and tag 2 friends. Okay, so you just follow the 2 accounts, find one of our last posts, like it, and tag 2 friends, and you'll be entered to win a complimentary bundle from Lucy. All right, before I get started, do we have any questions at all? Anything in the chat, Megan?
Nope, all good.
Okay. All right, so we are talking not just tablescapes and styling a summer table, but also doing it on a budget and really just using stuff from inside your home. I discovered Lucy on Instagram. I love to, as I said, we're very social, and I saw her products somehow. I honestly can't remember how, but I came across it, and she's an artist. These are her designs. It's all very affordable and really transforms the table and is really easy for the summer. So I reached out to her and I said, hey, we're doing these Joyful Zooms. One of our purposes of these is to promote other small businesses, and we'd love to have you partner with us on this one. And she was absolutely into it. So she'll be here to introduce herself shortly. But wanted to this is an example of the one of the summary versions. She's going to be demonstrating more of a July 4th version, okay? If you hear some stuff in the background, I'm at the lake this week, so I am coming to you from a vacation, actually. So you hear some boats in the background, that's what that is. So I also have some earth-friendly plateware, which I'll be talking about, as opposed to using, your china or, just typical plastic. That's not great for the environment. And so we're going to dive into it. So we're going to take you basically four easy steps, and I'm going to talk about the first steps, and Lucy's going to take you through the last two steps. And now it looks like someone's mowing their lawn. Can you hear me okay? Yeah, okay. I'm like, that's perfect. Okay. All right, so the first step to designing your tablescape is to really find your inspiration. Okay, for me, this tablescape was these peach placemats. I think they look like peaches to me, Lucy. I hope they are. Yeah, so I love them, and they're so summery, so I started there. So you want to find something, whether it's the holiday, some sort of, if it's the occasion, or if it's just something that you saw that you love, like a tablecloth or a placemat. You're going to start there and work around it. So that's what I did. I started with these. So we've got oranges and peach and yellows and greens and golds. So that's where everything kind of pulled in for me. Okay, so that's step one. Step two is going to be to start collecting. So we're talking like literally walk around your house and just start pulling things that you have. Stuff that you don't need to go to the store. Maybe you want to go to Home Goods. That's totally cool too. But really start in your own home and see what you have. I am here at someone's lake house. It's not ours. They have basically nothing, and I'll just demonstrate and show you a couple of things here that I pulled from inside their house. So we had limes. So food is the first thing that we recommend, and as an easy thing to just add some color and depth to your tablescape. So I just put some limes in a paper bowl. I couldn't even find a glass bowl, believe it or not. So, but it still looks cute, right? These were just some little trinket little decor pieces that they had in a bowl, and so I just grabbed them, and there's a hole in this table, and so I'm covering the hole with that and just kind of stacking them like this. Okay, and then Bud Light lime, guys, like why not, right? Perfect colors. My husband was walking by with some Bud Light limes, and I was like, give me those. I took them out of his hand and literally put them on the table, and I was like, that looks so cute. Perfect, thank you. So just a couple of tips of, just pulling random things that work with your color scheme, and be mindful that they may not stay on your table when everyone sits down, and that's okay. So all these Instagram photos of beautiful tablescapes, it's 9 times out of 10, not all that stuff stays on the table when people sit down to eat. So keep that in mind, and that's totally okay. It's really about the presentation when people sit down. And then, pictures, you want people to take pictures, and then it's time to eat, and things are going to move around at that point, and that's the reality of it. So those are the first, 2 steps. We talked about the inspiration and collecting. So less is not more is more, finding stuff and just kind of playing around with it. And I will also throw in with that to do it the day before or the morning of your dinner or your lunch or whatever you're doing. So you have time to play and see if something's missing and go buy it if you need something. But really don't save that portion to the last minute, because you probably also have to cook your dinner. So those are the first 2 steps, and I'm going to now turn it over to Lucy, who is going to introduce herself, tell you a little bit about who she is and her art, and then take you into the fun floral part.
Perfect. And I second doing it early, because then you get to enjoy it all day. I always like to look at my table, obviously. So I'm Lucy. I'm the artist. So I do all my placemats, and some of the vase wraps, like these ones, are all my original watercolors. And I'm here in Capitol Hill in DC, and that's where my studio is and my home is too. So it's new. We're 2 years old. And so right now we have 2 paper products for the table, but we're growing. We're adding coasters and napkins. So keep checking back with us. And we always do fun holiday ones, which is when you want to have a festive table. So I'm going to show you the next part to setting a table, which is florals. Florals can be intimidating. People can think they're expensive. So I'm going to show you a couple tips and tricks to make it super easy. You all can hear me okay, correct? Okay. So I'm going to bring over my little trusty table. So this is a floral arrangement I made in minutes, and it's from a Trader Joe's assortment bouquet. So that's what we're going to go to in just a couple minutes. The first thing is prepping your glass. So you can find any small container you have around your house. That's the whole point. A mason jar, which we put a grid of Scotch tape on to make your fewer flowers look fuller. A stemless wine glass, which you can put pebbles or marbles in to again support your stem so it looks fuller. Or you can just buy some from Michael's, some foam, and put it in a cocktail glass. Or you can buy a 99-cent little bud vase from Target, and it's just already a small mat. The idea is to make it easy to just like plop your stems in. You can also, if you have like peonies or something that are really full, you can rubber band them together and stick them right in. So prep your glass. Let's see here if I can take this out. I prepped a stemless wine glass with marbles because that's what I had. And then the second step is to prep your flowers. So here's the rest of my bouquet. Can you see this okay?
Yep.
So the first step is you take off all the leaves that are going to be in the water so it lasts longer. And then you arrange it in your hand how you think you want it to look. You know, some taller, some shorter, greens on the outside. And you hold it up to your vase and you measure it. And then you literally just clip them right there. And you can plop it straight in your cup. So the easy part is to arrange in your hand, measure on your vase, chop it, and then you just stick them right in and they stand up if you have prepped your glass properly. And then the last step to make it look pretty is you fasten it around one of our vase wraps. And ta-da, no one knows it's paper, they think it's ceramic. And you have flowers. So these flowers, this whole bouquet cost me $5 from Trader Joe's, and I'll get 3 arrangements like this out of it to go down my table, except for one just fell out. I'll also get all these steps. I have a post about it that Jessica can email out, so I know it's a lot.
Lucy, do you want to show them how your vase opens up?
Oh, yes, of course. Of course. So they come like this. They come in a box, folded, and then it wraps around, and you just fasten it with the lock tab. And it just goes into itself. And there you have it.
What kind of paper is that made out of, Lucy?
It's coated cardstock. Sorry, you can't really see me. It's a coated cardstock. So it can get a little wet. It's not going to dissolve. It's not going to fall apart. I mean, I wouldn't put it in a running sink, but it's a little durable for sure because it's going to be around water. Important. All right. Okay, our final step is layering. So once you have your color scheme and you picked your things, you need to make it a little more interesting. So a couple easy ways to do this, and if Megan, you want to share the screen with pictures, is you can add a table runner, and the paper placemats are also great for a table runner. So down the middle, those are our coral paper placemats that we just put as a runner. Or you can use a tablecloth or something else to put underneath. I believe I'm a maximalist. I believe the more pattern, the better. I see Jessica is too with her pattern napkins on the pattern placemats, and I love that. So layering, so that's, and then the napkin. The napkin is the cheapest, easiest, most versatile way to layer. And I'm going to show you a couple examples of some good napkin tricks. Again, I will link videos to all of these for Jessica so you can see how to do them. We don't have time to go over it now. Maybe we do a little bit.
Do a couple. We've got time if you want to. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So the first one, and this one's great if you have 2 plain plates. If you have a white plate on a white plate or a blue plate on a blue plate, that's boring. But if you just slide a napkin in between it, it makes it interesting. That's the first one. The second one is so simple. Also, accordion fold your napkin and fasten a ribbon. I use streamers sometimes. You can use anything that ties, and it adds a little dimension to your table. I love dimension. That's why I like to stack plates. The also really good thing about this one is if you set a round table or a square table and there's that awkward spots in between placemats, like if this was a square table and we only had 4, you can use it to fill negative space. So a napkin doesn't have to go right next to the plate, doesn't have to go with the silverware on top of it. It can fill negative space if you're trying to make your table look more full. Another one that's easy is just a knot in it. And this one's great, especially if you like do a name card. You can put a name card down in the middle. So you have a name card on the plate with the napkin around it, framing it. it makes it look, I mean, you can even get a Sharpie out and write a name in cursive, and it makes it look like there's a little more thought, there's a little more effort put into it, even though it took you 2 seconds. Or you could put Happy Easter or Happy 4th if you don't want to assign seats. It just is a little pizzazz. All right, this one is so easy. You just tie a bow around a rectangle.
That's like ribbon. Ribbon.
Yep, it's just a gingham ribbon from Michael's that I tied it into a bow. That's my favorite trick for around holidays, because it can make, if you have like a basic linen napkin or you have a random green napkin, any plain napkin, it makes it like straight up festive. You can tie a Christmas ribbon around it, a pastel Easter ribbon around it, a birthday ribbon, a red or blue for 4th of July. So you don't have to buy anything new for the table. You probably already have the ribbon from wrapping gifts anyways. Okay, the last one. This doesn't transfer well. Is the pocket. If you can see that, can you see that without them all falling? I use the pocket if I'm trying to squeeze a ton of people around the table. I don't have room for silverware to be on the edge of the placemats. So like these two placemats are super close together. You wouldn't put silverware. So the pocket and putting them on the plate maximizes your space. I live in a condo in DC. I often want to have way more people than I have space for at my table. So that's how you fit more people around your table. On that point also, we have 2 size placemats, square and rectangle. And these are the square ones, and Jessica has the rectangle ones. But the rectangle ones can be cut into a square really easy, snip it. So you can, it's alternative to cloth because you can fit more people around the table. I'm always finding myself in that bind personally. And I don't want to go over my time. Do we want to, I can do, show how to do the napkins, or we can move on. I don't know what the timing is.
Well, let's circle around a couple more things as you're talking. It just made me think of a few more things. So
oh yeah, go.
I want to share with you, like, so name cards. If you like to do a name card and you know who's coming to the table, it's a really nice thing to do. And I actually, in quarantine, decided to pick up another random hobby. And I bought this. See if you can see it. This is like my favorite thing I'm sharing with you right now. Hand lettering for relaxation. If you like to know that coloring book trend, or you just love seeing really cool handwriting on chalkboard art and all that, we always outsource that and have someone do it. But I'm like, why not learn how to do it while in quarantine, right? So I bought this book, and I've been doing, when I send gifts to people, I now know how to do their name and make it look really cute. So this book is, you can buy it on Amazon. We can put the link in the follow-up email so you guys know where it is. I think it's like, I don't know, maybe like $25. But it's really relaxing, and you can add, that's one thing you could add to your play set, whether it's around the napkin with the bow, on a little card, or just on a little piece of paper. So something we'll share with you as well that I wanted to mention. And with that, so these plates, I had mentioned it earlier, but I didn't talk about it. So these they're called palms, made of palm, and you can get them on Amazon. This is like a dinner plate size. And what's so great about these, yes, they're super earth friendly, but they're also really, what's the word? They're sturdy. So, you know, you're making these heavy dishes, especially barbecue and stuff. You don't want those, flimsy paper plates. And these look nice, way nicer than most disposable and like plastic. They come in a smaller version. They also come in this shape, which I thought was really cool and got maybe for like hors d'oeuvres. They're a little bit smaller. I thought that was really cute, so I got those as well. So I wanted to show those to you too. They also have silverware, or I guess palmware. The forks, I will tell you, are a little strange, and I'm not going to say I recommend those, but those are just another couple things that we like to use, especially for the summer, or even for just like a rustic-y look, if that's what you're going for. Does anybody have any questions before we kind of start to wrap up this portion? Anything that we can Or if you want, you can you can just ask it.
I can also show you a couple more examples of how to prep flowers, since we did that quickly. So for example, I did this photo shoot today, peonies, which are kind of old. So peonies, I want them to look really full. So I bunched them, wrapped them in a what do you call that? A rubber band. And then I put them through the center hole of a Scotch tape grid so they stand up tall. And just like that, if I had put just 4 peonies in this, it would look sad. But I didn't want to buy for that many peonies to fill it out. So it's cheating, the cheating way to fill it out. When you pop it in, no one knows there's only 4 peonies in there. And then the other good example is doing the same thing with these are single hydrangeas. And if you do if you prep the glass, you can just plop 1 single hydrangea in there. So you can go out to your garden and just cut 1 hydrangea. And they're a full flower, so it looks super full. So I just want to reiterate, prepping your glass, makes less is more. It makes it super affordable and then really easy, because sometimes it's hard to get everything right, sitting right and in the right place. Like you want to stand up straight, but it's drooping over. So that's really the #1 key. These are so good. Yeah.
Yeah, and with that, I think it's just good to know also, like I said, like more is more, and especially we both have kind of smaller tables here. I usually am setting for 8 to 10 people. So just if you were to decide to purchase the bases, let's just say, or just in general, if I were to do a normal size table, I would want probably 5 or 6 of them, like to really there's nothing worse. I learned this the hard way just by doing, really. It's to not have enough stuff and have it take a picture and be like, that is not what I was expecting, right? So it's better to buy more and maybe return stuff or just keep it, right? And I would definitely, again, if you're gonna do a larger, especially for a bunch of family over, I would suggest getting more than 3 of these to have more of a longer tablescape. Yeah, so I think that is the majority of what we were going to teach to you today. Does anybody have any questions, anything specific to your own event that we can help you with? Is there anything in the chat, Megan?
I don't see anything in the chat.
Okay. All right, cool. And just so you guys know, these I got at Food Lion. It's the only grocery store around here, and I did not use any of Lucy's amazing tips because I didn't know how to do that. So now I do. But I mean, they still look pretty good, right? Just plop them in, and these vases are everything. So.
And I'll give you also, for people who, everyone complains about how expensive flowers are. If you have a Trader Joe's, wherever you are, because I know people are scattered, they are the cheapest and best quality flowers you can get. They're cheaper than Costco, and they are really healthy flowers. So they're almost wholesale price. That's how cheap they are. So that's your insider tip. Go to Trader Joe's if you need to buy flowers.
Oh, and I see, yes, I totally agree. Same with even Costco has really cheap, good flowers sometimes. I saw the question about the paper plates, from Amazon. Just Google palm, or not Google, but put Amazon palm plates, palm dinnerware, etc., and it'll pull everything up that you can find in that kind of category. Yeah. All right. Well, if there aren't any other questions, we've got some time here because most of the people I see on the call are within the event industry. We do have another game that we have been doing with just to meet some new people. Hopefully you guys have a glass of wine for it. It is happy hour for sure. I've got mine right here. And we thought we'd do a little networking. So if you have some time and you want to stay on, all you're going to do is click on the link that Megan just put in the chat. Okay, and after you do that, you can exit out of Zoom. We're not going to come back to Zoom. And we'll meet you there. And what it's going to look like is a chat room. Okay, if you've not done this before, it looks like a chat room, and you're actually going to see me only. And when you get there and you see me, I'll give you further instructions, and we'll do that probably for another 10 minutes, meet a couple people, and enjoy the rest of our evening. So thank you for being here for this portion. Hopefully we'll see you over at Icebreaker.
Wait, I'm going to add one thing quickly.
Oh yeah, okay.
Are you still there? I was going to say, there's also for people who don't win the giveaway, there's a discount code for our bundles that I don't know if they've seen. So to look out for that too.
Yes, thank you, Lucy. Thank you for
Sorry, that's it.
So many of you have already ordered them, so you have them. But she's going to continue this through the end of the month. So I believe July 3rd will be the last day that the promo code is good until. So it's a really nice discount. It's super generous of Lucy to do this. And thank you for being here, of course, and sharing your gift with us. You are very talented, and I love it all. So thank you, and hopefully we will see you guys over at Icebreaker.